Hello. So you find your friend or classmates like invited in this meeting. Please tell them to contact me and give their email. I will help them. I remember I already invited all students, but I don't know why today's class uh, not see their name in here. Okay, so one time I invite them again. So please tell them, let them to contact me. Uh, Allow me to invite them into our meeting, this meeting. Today, the meeting in this the channel, also the meeting, uh, uh, also in this the channel. Okay, so tomorrow the class is about tour culture in Taiwan and the Taiwan indigenous people. Tomorrow the class lecture the same the lecturer with the first day Cindy. We invited Cindy to talk about the Taiwan indigenous the people. Okay. Um, yeah. So you have any questions from the inviting? You let me know. Okay. 元成啊，好了没？你休息那么久，你在冲啥？张云，你在冲啥？你也都在休息啊。
Hello, I heard you call. Hello, sorry. So let's start our lecture again. Uh, so let me just go back to the RStudio. So now we have RStudio here. Okay, so we got the, we just test the explore function because that will be very useful for us to do some data analysis. That's very intuitive and can save us a lot of time in coding.
Okay, Professor. So one
Yes.
student asked where they can get the database .csv file.
Oh, you mean the file we mentioned last time?
Yes. You check the message. Some student ask. She just joined the class. She asked where can I get the database .csv file. Yeah.
Actually, I have uploaded to the Teams of this group.
Yes.
Can you check here?
Okay.
Do you need me to share the screen with you?
Yeah. Okay.
Just a minute. So let's see. No, not this one. Yeah, you can just go to the Teams group and you can go to the file and you can download it. Is it okay? Okay, so let's just restart. Okay, so that's the screen where we end a few minutes ago. So let's just okay, another important package I want to introduce is tidyverse. Okay. Tidyverse is very important because most of the time when we do some data analysis, we don't need to type the data name again and again. So we can just use tidyverse. It can save us a lot of time too. So let's see, I want to load up the tidyverse. And you know, tidyverse actually includes many different packages in there. So when you install the tidyverse, you will automatically load up other package at the same time. So now I'm gonna show you one important trick in tidyverse. That means now if we wanna type, if we wanna select specific columns from empty cars, now we can use the percentage greater than percentage. Okay, we can use this commands. Okay, to pipe the data set forward to the function of select. Okay, so what does that mean? It means suppose we want to select something from our data set. That means we have to use select anti cars and followed by gear mpg hp cyl am. Okay, so let me execute this. So this is what I did here. I select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. from my data set, empty cars, okay? But now, if we are using tidyverse, then we can just use empty cars followed by percentage greater and percentage, okay? Then we can use select, okay? What does that mean? That means we can just the empty cars is represented by the dot in the select function. If we use this pipeline, okay, we call this pipeline. Yeah, one fast key about the pipeline is Control Shift N. Okay, just remember this fast key. Control Shift N. Control plus N. Control. Maybe if you are using Mac, probably there's Command Shift Man. I'm not sure about that because I'm not using Mac computer. So you can try. Yeah, Control Shift N will generate. Okay, so that can save you some time. And then after that, we can just pipe the result to the next command. So we got the select and then explore. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So that's a very convenient tool. But of course, not just that, we do have a lot of useful functions in tidyverse. We probably will cover some of them later, but right here we can just check what we have here. Okay, so now you can see the distribution of 5 variables. Okay, 4 variables. We have MPG, horsepower, and cylinder, and transmission. Yeah, you can see the MPG across 3 gears because we've set our target variables to be gear, so we can see the difference across 4 variables with respect to gear. Okay, so you can see down below here that the 100% of 0. Okay, 0 means that the car is automatic, and if 1 is manual transmission, so 100% of automatic cars have 3 gears. Okay, and you can also see that 100% of cars with manual transmission have 5 gears. Okay, so you can see this difference. And then probably we need to focus on the high MPG cars. Okay, so now we have to define cars that have MPG greater than 25. So this is how we are doing here. Okay, we have empty cars, and we piped in the empty cars into mutate. Okay, mutate is another important function. That means we need to filter our data and create a new column we call high MPG. Okay, so whenever you use mutate, that means you want to create a new column based on specific criteria. So this is the criteria we are having here, which is a high MPG equals to if else. Okay, so this is a conditional command. If MPG is greater than 25, then we denote the value to be 1. If MPG is less than 25, we denote the value to be 0. And what about the last 0 here? The 0 here means if there's no value or missing value in the MPG, then we also denote it as a 0. Okay, so this is what if else is doing. If you're not familiar with if else, you can just type question mark if and else. Okay, and the help function can give you some hints. Okay, so if we are doing this, then we can just mutate a new file, a new column called high MPG. So let's execute this part. Okay, now you can see we have original data here, and we also have a high MPG. Now we have MPG in the first column and the high MPG in the last column. Okay, so that's what we have here. And then we need to delete the MPG column. So we use select a negative MPG. Okay. So let's see what we have here. So now MPG is missing. Okay, we have high MPG here, and we are exporting these results into data. So we just write this result as a data. Okay, so now you can see the data right here. We have a data with 32 observations with 1. Oh, okay. So let's take a view of the data. Cylinder, displacement, etc. We have high MPG here. So you can see so how many high MPGs we have for this case? We got a few high MPG equal to 1, right? So a very easy question. So we can just data high MPG. Okay, so we got only 6 cars belonging to the high MPG class, right? Let's explore the high MPG here. Okay. Because we only have 6 high MPG cars, so in terms of percentage of the total data set, we are having 18.8% belonging to 1 and 81.2% belonging to 0. Okay. Okay, so next question is what else is special about the high MPG cars? So we need to explore more relationship between high MPG and the other variables. So now we just focus on 3 variables: cylinder, displacement, and horsepower. Okay. So in terms of the data, we have to select these 4 columns, and we explore their relationship. So let's just execute this. Okay, so now you can see the distribution for displacement and horsepower, and you can see the high MPG cars tend to have less horsepower and less displacement, right? So you can see the distribution here. And for the cylinder, you can see all high MPG cars have 4 cylinders only. Okay. So if you want to choose high fuel efficient cars, you can use these variables as your decision factors. Yeah, so that's important. Okay, what about others? Okay, so let's try other variables and to see the relationship. Okay, so this is a different picture about the variables. Okay, so you can see the distribution of 4 variables with respect to high MPG. Okay, so now we are coming to the we are getting a clear picture about the high MPG cars and other variables. That means we need to create our decision trees. So now we are coming to the decision trees finally. Let me just use the default function provided by the Explorer. We have some. Let me just execute this. Okay, so let's just create a decision tree based on this. Okay, now we are using our data and high MPG. Of course, our data now includes high MPG as a factor, and now we need to use the tree to help us to find the best attributes or features that can explain the high MPG cars. So what's the most important factor to explain high MPG cars in terms of decision tree? So based on this figure, you can see the high MPG cars are most affected by the weight. Okay, so now we have a weight greater than 2.4. Okay, so if the weight is greater than 2.4, that means yes. Then we go to the left-hand tree. Left-hand tree, you can see the target equals to 0, right? So the sample percentage will be 78%. Okay. If the weight is less than 2.4, then we'll have the we'll have the high MPG cars, which is target equal to 1. That means we got 0.86%. So what does that mean? You can see here, we have 6 MPG cars out of 32 observations. That is about 19%, right? However, in our results, okay, 7 cars are identified as high MPG cars. So, in other words, 1 car is being wrongly classified as a high MPG, and 6 cars are correctly classified as high MPG cars. Okay, so that's why we have 86%. Okay, so 6 out of 7, okay, are correctly predicted as high MPG cars. So that's what we are doing here. So if you want to look into the details, you can just use data sign objective, and let's just take a look at what's inside there. Okay, so now you can see this is the root. We start from the root. We got the 32 observations. Okay, and the real number we have is 6 MPG cars, and based on the tree classification, we are using weight. Of course, we have been through the entropy calculation before. So finally, the weight attributes will be treated as the most important attribute. So we are using weight greater than 2.39. We got 25 cars that are classified as low MPG cars. Okay. We got 7 cars being classified as high MPG cars. So that's what we have here. Okay. And then, yeah, this is one example. But of course, in R, we do have other decision tree package. So let's try another one. We can just load R part and R part plot. Okay, basically it's the same. Okay, so let's just load it here. Okay, and then we just when we're gonna use R part function, we are using high MPG cars as our target variable. Okay, so this command is very much like the regression command. So this is the dependent variable, and followed by the tilde. Okay, and followed by a tilde and the one dot. What does this mean? Dot means every attributes in our data are included except high MPG. Okay. So that means the R part function will help us to find the best attributes to explain the high MPG cars. So let's just run this model and check the model. Okay, So when we check the model, we also got the similar results here. Okay. And the number behind here is deviance and the y value. I think it's the mean value of y. Okay, so but anyway, it's the results are almost the same. And then we can use another function to help us to plot the decision tree. Maybe the outcome is a little bit different, but the result is the same. We can just use PRP and followed by the model. And of course, there are some specification. For example, if you need abbreviation for variables or not, if you want to see vertical leaves or not, and if you want to see the shadow or not, okay. And this extra equals 1. Yeah, so let's just leave it there and just let's execute this. Okay, now you can see a different decision tree being created, but basically they're the same. Okay, we got predictive values for yes is 25, predictive value for no is 7. Okay, so obviously we can make a conclusion that there's a strong correlation between weight and high MPG. Okay. So let's go back to our data here. Okay, so in terms of the weight here, you can see the weight less than, let me see. Okay, I think that should be the number 3 right here. Okay, you can see the number 3, the weight is 2.32, and it is treated as a 0 for high MPG. Okay, but for other values, there's no problem with that. Okay, so you can see this is 2.2, 1.6, 1.8. Okay, this is 1.9, 2.1, 1.5, etc. Okay, so basically I think that's the one that was wrongly identified as high MPG cars by the decision tree. Okay, so you can see here the car number 3, the row number 3. The weight is 2.32. Okay, so that's about the relationship between the high MPG cars and weight. Okay, any question about this? Oh, I got a question here. Just a minute. Oh, if you can't use the select function, you have to load up the tidyverse package first. Okay. Let me show you here. So for example, like select, you can see right here when I type question mark select, we got the select that belongs to dprior, but when we install the tidyverse, the dprior package will be loaded up automatically, so you don't have to load up the dprior individually. Okay, you just load up tidyverse. But when you try to install Tidyverse, it probably would take a little bit more time because it will install many different packages at a time. So you have to be patient, and but it won't take too much time actually. Is okay? So if you want to copy the codes, you can just go to my GitHub. Let me just show you here. Okay, so if you want to copy the codes, you can just go to my GitHub and I have a link in my slides, but you can also go to the FINDB 2020, and yeah, you go to the FINDB 2020 and you can find the R01_3, R01_4. You can, for example, right here, you can just click the file and you will see the screen like this. And all you have to do is just to roll here, click roll here. Okay, and then you can, yeah, two ways to do that. One is to save the file as a .r. Another way is just to copy, just to, yeah, just copy and paste. Yeah, I think that would be faster because you don't have to upload the file to the cloud and open it up again. You just copy everything here and paste it. Okay, so that's the file for R01_3 and R01_4. Yeah, R01_4. Yeah, okay, so that's about the it's about these two pieces code. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so now we have covered. Let me just review the codings we have learned right now. Yeah, we just covered two pieces of code this morning, and the first one is R01_3, and of course, especially for some students, having the first chance to learn R, you don't have to worry about that because you can follow your own steps while learning those codes. You don't have to follow my speed anyway. because you still have the codes, okay? But the important thing is you have to try and you have to implement those codes by yourself. That can help you a lot learning those things. But first of all, this piece of code is about the basic plotting, and we've done that. And the second piece of code is about some techniques for data analysis. And in this data analysis, we learn a great package we call Explorer, okay? But Explorer can generate results for us very quick, but in the future, you still have to know how to manually create your report based on your demands. Okay, so not all reports can be generated by Explorer package. That's important for you to know. And finally, we have covered some decision tree. Okay, so that's important because at least based on decision trees, we can identify important functions, important variables to help us to identify the relationship between target variables and attributes. Okay, so that's all we have learned this morning. Okay, so any other questions? Okay, so we're gonna have a afternoon session at starting at 1 o'clock. So in the afternoon, I will cover some additional issues when we are doing data analysis. So I think there's another piece of command we need to cover is I think I have saved in my I have saved in my GitHub. You can check. I think it should be R01_7. Yeah, that's the one we should cover here. Okay, so that's one we will cover in the afternoon in the afternoon. The file is R01_7. So in the afternoon, I'm gonna cover that. Yeah, that's one. So I'm gonna show you some topics here. That's about the data processing. We have to know some basic tools about data processing. For example, like how to split data and how to subset our data, and rbind, combine, cbind, and merge, and other commands like another important thing is about how to impute missing values. So for example, sometimes we'll have missing values in our data, how to fill those missing values. Okay, and finally, we do have a lot of different approaches to do that. Okay, and of course, based on that, we probably still have time to move to another techniques in machine learning, which is regression. So based on the decision tree, we can move one step further to to regression, because regression also considers many variables at a time, and we have to determine which one is the most important factor to explain the target variables. But in regression, we have to generate reports, statistic reports, based on the significance of the explanatory variables. So I think that's all we have here. Okay, any suggestions or problems from you? Professor CP Zhang, do you have any suggestions?
No. So, but another concern is I know some students not here, but I'm not sure why they're not here. One week ago or 3 days ago, I invited them already. But anyway, afternoon class, if you let your friends and you find them not in here, please let me know, or tell them, please give me their email. I will invite them again. Okay, and some students ask about the assignment or assessment for us, me and Professor Zhang. Just only words, no worries. Okay, no worries. Okay, about your scores. Okay. Okay. This is my comment. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor Zhang. I probably will give you some assignments, maybe one. I think that's enough. Okay, but it depends on how we gonna have in the afternoon. But I think maybe 1 or 2 assignments, just for you to practice. So I've seen some suggestions. Oh, you mean the course? Yeah, I will give you 1 or 2 assignment. Yeah. Oh, some students are asking about if we still have class for tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow we have a class. We invite the lecturer to talk about Taiwan indigenous people and tour culture in Taiwan. Tomorrow class for in fintech student, you are required to join the class. Okay, and afternoon, I think the no assessment for students, but you have to join the class. Okay, and tomorrow class is a part of the fintech program and Taiwan economy and culture program. So a student in these 2 programs, you have to join the class prepared by us. Okay, so any questions? If you have no time to join the class, and we have the recording from the class. Yeah, you can take time watching the recording for you. No worries if no time to join the class tomorrow.
So, excuse me. So tomorrow will be the last day for this program, right?
Yeah, the fintech the last day, and the last day no assessment for students, and but they have to join the class prepared by another professor. The topics I already announced it in the meeting, in the program. The topics named by the tour culture in Taiwan and the Taiwan indigenous people, the life livings, okay, their cultures. Okay, yeah. Okay, so originally tomorrow we have prepared many assessment for students of fintech program, but we not give the assessment for you, but you have to join the class, okay, to understand some cultures from Taiwan. Okay.
Okay, so I just saw some questions from students. Maybe some of you are worried about the homework or assignment I'm planning to give to you, but don't worry. I know the materials we were having this morning probably too hard for you, for some of you who don't have any background for coding. So yeah, I'm still thinking about what kind of assignment I'm gonna have for you. So don't worry. Yeah, I will make adjustment as much as possible according to your level. Is it okay? Yeah.
You have no worries about your scores. We tried our best to give you the favorable scores. Okay, so if there's some professors give you assignment, you try your best. Yeah, if you really can solve it or cannot finish it, yeah, you just try your best. Okay, right, Professor Zhang?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, right. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. For us, okay, for us, we have to give you assignment. Yeah. We hope you can finish it. But I know you now meet some the struggling the problem from the fintech some classes. Okay, so yeah, so but we have to give you an assignment, uh, a stimulus your mind. Okay, so but we're not sure you can uh, finish that, but we have to give it to you. Okay, but you really no worries about our assignments from me and the Professor Zhang. Okay, right? I can help you. I charge for these two programs. I can add in points for you, but I have to respect another class professor their task like give me some the program the problem. Yeah, okay, but as for me, I can help you. Okay, no worries. Okay, but you have to do your best. Do your best to finish that are required by another professor. Okay, I just let you know. No worries. Okay, no worries. Okay. So any questions?
Okay. Of course, in terms of the assignment, I will discuss with Professor Chang, and we will work out a better solution for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, and another question is and I saw one question from Andrew Tan. He mentioned that Taiwan economy and culture students need to do this assignment too. Yeah, how about that?
Professor Zhang.
Yeah, how about that?
Professor Zhang, yeah, so maybe later we discuss what kind of assignment, simple assignment can let student can finish it and deliver it to you, and maybe they just have 1 day, yeah, can to do assignment. Okay.
Okay.
So students, no worries. Okay, no worries. Okay. Let us discuss how to take care of the assignment. Okay. Okay. Have a lunch.
Okay.
First.
Have a lunch.
Okay. See you in the afternoon. Okay.
See you.